It is September, my friends, and that can only mean one thing. College football season has arrived. The sweet sights of the pregame bustle are happening before our very eyes down on Ogdahl Field. And for Willamette, the start of this season is one full of hope, excitement, and promises. Year number 2 under head coach Eric Williams gets underway. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another season of Willamette football. I'm Jeff Lucero, happy to be here with you for the live broadcast of the season opener of 2025 Bearcats football. On the docket today, it is a matchup with the Pomona-Pitzer Sagehens out of the SIAC, the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The Sagehens are a fellow Division III program. Of course, like to welcome any Sagehens fans tuning in for the broadcast today. Very nice to have you along with us as well. We'll talk matchup shortly.
Heads is the call. Looking for the logo, and it is the logo. You've won the toss.
As the captains gather for the pregame coin toss at midfield. For the Bearcats, as we mentioned, this is the second year under head coach Eric Williams, who last year saw his program get out to a superb 2-1 start in non-conference before, well, the rigors of life in the Northwest Conference began to take shape. Still, it was by just about any metric a promising first year in Salem for Coach Williams, especially when you consider he hadn't been on campus all that long before spring practices began. Lucky for him, he had a solid core of returning players to build around. He was also able to land a few later signees to round out his first roster. He appears to have done that again here in year 2, and it starts with incoming quarterback Luke Rasmussen, a 6'3", 215-pound junior transfer from Moorpark Community College down in California. Rasmussen appears to have worked his way to the top of a very tough depth chart in that quarterback room. It includes incumbents Alex Rivera, Prez Juarez, Diego Franco, Micah Ho'o Wanamanui, along with another big signee, an incoming freshman from right here in Salem, Sprague High School product Ducati Witherspoon. It's arguably the best quarterback room the Bearcats have had in a very long time. It's no secret that to be competitive in the Northwest Conference, you absolutely must have a special talent at that position. And it was clearly the highest priority for Coach Williams and his staff. They have done a stellar job of stocking that particular cabinet here in year 2. We are just about set for the kickoff. Bearcats will be kicking off to open the 2025 season. This is Brandon Smith. We'll talk about him a little bit later on in the broadcast, lining things up. Kick is away, driven down the middle of the field. First man up, falls to his feet, making a couple of men miss, getting here to the near side before being ridden out of bounds, close to midfield. They'll mark him just shy of the 45, and it's from there that the Sagehens will start the season. Grady Russo back. He's the team's leading passer and rusher from a season ago. Sagehens coming off an 8-3 season in which they qualified for the postseason but were eliminated in an at-large game at Whitworth. Russo, the team's leading passer and rusher a season ago, opens with one man in the backfield to his left. 3 wides at the top of the formation. Surveys and awaits the snap. First play of 2025. Play fake across the middle, has a man. Wide open, Matthias Olsen. Hauling his way inside Bearcat territory. Big chunk play for the Sagehens on the first play of the season. Pomona-Pitzer wants to go with some pace. They'll now split 3 here to the near side. 2 at the top of the formation. Empty backfield. Penalty markers before the play. Center got a little bit too jumpy.
Snap infraction, offense number 54. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So after the big gainer on first down to start the game. Now 1st and 15 from the Bearcat 37. Good competition in the backfield in the offseason for the Sagehens. Same formation. 3 here to the near side, 2 at the top. Empty backfield. Russo looks left, then right. Motion man circles into the backfield. They'll pitch it behind. Here on the near side, outside the numbers, down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds inside the 25. They'll set it down close to the line to gain, right at the 23. So second and about a foot and a half perhaps coming up for the Sagehens, who once again go with pace. No huddle. Empty set, 5 wides. Blitz coming. Dumps it off quickly here to the near side. Chucked out of bounds. Matthias Olsen, he's the guy who had the first catch. Makes that one as well. And that'll move the chains. And just like that, Pomona-Pitzer in business. They're in the Bearcat red zone. Ball marked down at the 13-yard line. Whistle before the play.
Timeout. Willamette, their first timeout of the half.
We talked about Russo being the leading rusher and passer for this team a season ago. Ran for just shy of 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Nick Kim, the backup quarterback, he's wearing a different number today. He'll be number 12 for this squad. The leading rusher returning for the Sagehens is junior Brennan Dragamer. He looked good in the team's first 4 games last season, but got hurt early in their game against Redlands, missed the rest of the season. He's actually been displaced at the top of the depth chart. 4 tailbacks. For this Sagehens team, Jack Susnak comes in as the starter, but so far all we've seen is 4, if not 5 wide receivers on the field for the Sagehens here on the opening drive. After the Bearcats burn an early timeout, Pomona-Pitzer back on the field. And again, it's an empty set for Grady Russo. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. The motion man is Mitch Rodenbaugh. He motions into the backfield and takes the carry. First running play of the game. It's snuffed out by the Bearcats. My goodness, how about that? That play just blown up. Palmer Smith, one of the captains for this year's Bearcat squad, had that read all the way. It's a loss of 4. Put it down to the 16. Lots of guys motioning in and out. For Pomona-Pitzer, this is Matthias Olsen in the backfield. Now he'll motion out. Empty backfield now. 3 left, 2 right. Quick drop. Some pressure in the backfield. Russo fields it, slides to his right, finds a man underneath the protection. And it's a touchdown for Pomona-Pitzer on the game's opening drive. That is Jack Sabota reeling that in. Great job by Russo. Feels the pressure, steps up, slides right, finds a man underneath the coverage. And on the game's opening drive, Pomona-Pitzer finds the end zone. This is a good Sagehens team. And remember, they're replacing their 2 leading receivers from a season ago. The Wimmer twins, the New Hampshire boys, they combined for over 100 catches and 13 touchdowns. They are not missing them at all, if that first drive was any indication. So the Sagehens strike first. They take the opening kickoff, march down the field. And they lead 7-0 here on the Bearcat Network.
Willamette University. You may not have heard of us, but you know who has? Some of the nation.
In Salem for the season opener between Pomona-Pitzer and Willamette. It was about 67 degrees at kickoff, expected to rise into the low to mid-70s by the time this thing is done. So kind of a cool day here. It's been pretty hot in Salem as the kickoff taken. And it is taken out across the 30-yard line. think that was Austin Snodgrass weaving his way through traffic, and he sets up the Bearcats with some decent field position. The Bearcats will start with the nose of the football resting just shy or right at the 33-yard line on the far side hash. And now we will get our first look at brand new quarterback Luke Rasmussen. 6'2", maybe 6'3", 215, big, physical, but athletic quarterback. Big arm on this kid. Really excited to see what he can do. Jarek Little takes the inside handoff. Powers his way forward, but is cut down almost immediately. Picked up a yard and not much more. 2nd and 9 upcoming for the Bearcats. Rasmussen, the transfer from Moore Park Junior College. Bearcats run a recruiting trip in California, saw him, and I can testify. The ball just looks different coming out of his hand. He has got a truly gifted arm. Some good feet on him, and he's a leader as well. He was voted one of the team's captains here on 2nd down, dumps it off in the flat. This is his former teammate at Moore Park, if I'm not mistaken, Conley Moscott. And he'll be dragged down right at the 40-yard line. They'll actually spot it down at the 41. So 3rd and about 2. Upcoming for the Bearcats. A power formation, shotgun set. Split setbacks to either side of Rasmussen. 2 wides at the top of the formation. Rasmussen takes the snap, inside give. Oh, it's a fumble. It's picked up quickly by Rasmussen, but he's cut down behind the line of scrimmage. The Bearcats will lose yardage after the muffed handoff. Rasmussen heads up play. It was a favorable bounce, came up right into his hands off this field turf surface here on Ted Ogdahl Field. But it stymies the opening drive for the Bearcats, who can't move the chains and are forced to punt. It appears to be Brandon Smith lining up to punt. A big punter competition during the fall. Smith's kick, end over end. It was touched by a Pomona-Pitzer player, but it skipped off his rear end, and unfortunately for the Bearcats, the ball kind of skipped behind the first man down the field in coverage. Still, though, that worked out nicely for the Bearcats as Pomona-Pitzer will start fairly deep in their own territory. Ball set down at the Sagehens 15-yard line on the far side hash. 7-0 Sagehens. They scored on their opening drive. And once again, they will split 4 wides on the field. Single setback, now motions out. They'll pitch it off to him. This is Mitch Rodenbach. He's close to first down yardage. They'll mark him about a yard short on the 24. He scampers here to the near side outside the numbers. So 2nd and a yard to go. Be a quarterback draw situation. Instead, Russo looks right, fires that way. Well read by the Bearcats defense. Quickly into the hands of Buckenow. Big wideout, 6'5". But he's cut down for a loss of 2 yards. It was Noah Reese wrapping him up and felling him for a 2-yard loss. And now 3rd and 3 after 2nd and 1 for the Sagehens. Inside give. Big hole on the right side, and he's gone down the sideline, past midfield, beats the last man. He was at the 20, the 10, and he may have been dragged down at the 1-yard line on 3rd and 3. Mitch Rodenbach found a hole at about the numbers, and the Sagehens will once again go very quickly. Enormous play for Pomona-Pitzer on 3rd and 3. Russo will take his time. Play call is signaled in. The pitch. There's Yefe Cotton on the carry. No gain. 2nd and goal from the 1. Once again, no huddle for Pomona-Pitzer. Russo takes the snap, bullies his way straight ahead, falls across the goal line, and he's in for the 2nd Sagehens touchdown of the game. Just about 6 minutes into the game, and Pomona-Pitzer with 2 touchdown drives to their name. Jack Walker back on the field to attempt the point after try. Good spot, kicks up, and good. So 14-0 our score. About 6 minutes gone by here in the season opener for both of these teams. Pomona-Pitzer with all the momentum thus far, but the game's still very, very early on. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Gage Slack on the field. Booms one deep into the end zone. It will not be returned. It'll sail through the end zone. The Bearcats will bring that offense back to the field. They went 3 and out on their opening drive. So from the 25, we'll get our second look now at the newcomer, Luke Rasmussen. Jarek Little to his left. 3 wide to the top of the formation. 1 down here isolated on the near side outside the numbers. First down, Jarek Little. Quickly bottled up. First man to him, Max Eastman drags him down after a gain of 2, maybe 3. I'll give him credit for 3 yards. 2nd and 7 from the near side hash. Lots of transfer wideouts on this Bearcats team. We'll talk about them later on in the broadcast and throughout the season. Motioning in Aiden Butler, the first of some of those transfers. Now, airing it out. Far side of the field, great coverage on an island. That was Trevor Carson breaking that up. But you see some of that arm strength from Rasmussen there. Not shy about it. Wanted it all. Took a shot. Intended for Jonah Lurson, team's leading receiver from a season ago. But the incompletion brings up 3rd and fairly long. It's 3rd and 7 for the Bearcats. Play fake. Rasmussen has the ball knocked out of his hand. It is covered up by the Sagehens. And they will be right back in business with a short field to work with. Rasmussen had it stripped away from behind, falling on the ball. Jacob Whiting for the Sagehens. And everything breaking Pomona-Pitzer's way here in the game's first 6+ minutes. So just like that, Pomona-Pitzer back on the field. They've had some lightning strike plays already in this one. They are knocking on the door yet again on their 3rd drive just outside the red zone. Once again, empty backfield. 3 wide receivers to the right of quarterback Grady Russo. 2 more to choose from on his left. Now motioning in is Jack Sabota. So 4 wides at the top of the formation. However, looking left is Russo. Slides left, dumps it off underneath. That was the motion man. Sabota coming underneath on a little drag route. Short gain. Got a little bit more than I thought he did. Picked up about 6, so 2nd and 4. Sagehens back in the red zone. We're nearing just the halfway point of the first quarter. Pomona-Pitzer already with a couple of touchdowns and looking for another. Russo looks left, now comes right, throws it directly into double coverage, but the Willamette defender on the play, Noah Reese, had his back turned. It kind of, I think, bounded off the back of his helmet, or at least his shoulder pads.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 2nd down.
Well, it didn't matter much as not enough guys lining up on the line of scrimmage. So the referee walks off the 5-yard penalty. So now 2nd and 9 for Pomona-Pitzer. Again, 5 wides on the field. Russo looking right. Now overthrows the outstretched hand that time of Mitch Rodenbach. He was coming underneath. Russo put far too much air beneath that pass. So 3rd and long. Pomona-Pitzer now once again outside the red zone. But they've shown some big play capabilities already. Single setback offset, that's Rodenbach to the left of Russo. A reverse here, some trickery. Nice open field tackle. That is Palmer Smith coming up and cutting down Jack Sabota. So some misdirection from Pomona-Pitzer, but the Bearcats keep a couple guys home on that side of the field. Spectacular open field tackle. Palmer Smith just right into the thigh meat to take down Sabota before he got close to the sticks. And now a field goal attempt. This is Jack Walker. Steps it off. Will get set down at the 24. So a 34-yard field goal attempt just does sail wide right. So how about that? The Bearcat defense stiffens after the turnover deep in their own end. That Pomona-Pitzer with a very short field to work with, but they could not move the chains. Outstanding tackling from Palmer Smith. And the 34-yard field goal attempt, no good. So Pomona-Pitzer on its 3rd drive turned away, and the Bearcats will take over from their own 20. So Mason Uribe and Jarek Little will join Rasmussen in the backfield on 1st down. So referees get together and talk some things over. Not quite sure exactly what this discussion is. Pomona-Pitzer 8-3 a season ago. 2 of their losses came to Northwest Conference teams. We mentioned that they lost to Whitworth in the opening round of the Division III football national championships last year. Whitworth went on to lose to eventual national champion North Central out of Illinois. But Pomona-Pitzer also faced Pacific early on in the season, and they kind of got throttled in that game. Pacific, I believe, won that one 41-14. Might have those numbers a little off, but it's right in that range. Not a particularly close game, but overall a spectacular season for head coach John Walsh. He's entering his 10th year now. Seems to have found a home down in that Claremont area. Of course, If you're not familiar, there are 5 schools that make up the Claremont College. Pomona and Pitzer being 2 of them. I believe it's Claremont, Wheaton, Mudd, and Scripps, the other 3. 5 schools. All their campuses kind of butt right into one another down in Southern California, the outskirts of Los Angeles. Not quite sure what the delay was there, but we're set to return to football. Rasmussen from the gun. 2 wides at the top of the formation. On the far side of the field, 1 here on the near side. Again, it's Uribe and Little in the backfield as Rasmussen waits for the first down snap. Little gets outside, chased down. Great pursuit from the Pomona-Pitzer defense. No gain on first down for Little. Trying to fight his way around the numbers, looking for some daylight, but none just ever developed. Kind of like the sun trying to fight through the clouds so far today. Has not happened just yet. Still very overcast here in Salem. It's up in the 90s just a couple of days ago. Nice cool afternoon here to kick things off on the 25 season. Second and I'll even say he lost a yard. Looking left, has a man underneath. Might have been a face mask in there. That is Trajan Clark with his first catch of the season. Eric Williams really happy with all the work that Trajan Clark put in during the offseason. He splits the difference, picks up 5, so it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 25 for the Bearcats. Likely a passing down here for the Bearcats. Lining up in the slot, former teammate of Rasmussen. At Moorcamp, it's Connor Moscott. 3-step drop, pumps, puts it down. Stiff arms one man, gets to the numbers, to the hash. And Luke Rasmussen getting it done with his legs. However, there is a marker on the field, but it looks to be going against Pomona-Pitzer on the preliminary indication anyway. That is the first down for the Bearcats.
Holding, defense, number 59. That 10-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the run.
How about that?
First down.
Tack it on to the end of the run. So now the Bearcats, after this, gets marked off. We'll have the ball out near midfield. They'll spot it down at the 43. That front 5 for the Bearcats. Anchored by Parker Heisey. The Willamette football lifer. He's been here all 4 years. He's a captain this year. Rasmussen fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, drives forward, but he's stuffed near the line of scrimmage. I think they'll credit him for a yard as the far side line judge comes in and marks it off at the 44.
Number 18 must come off the field for one play due to a helmet coming off.
Helmet. And that'll bring Gabe Rivera, last year's starting quarterback for the Bearcats, onto the field for at least one play. Rivera, one of 3 guys who's started at quarterback on this Bearcats roster in seasons past. Excuse me, Alex Rivera. Mixing him up with Gabe Herrera, last year's starting tailback. My apologies. Alex Rivera. And now a timeout taken by the Bearcats.
Willamette, their second timeout of the half.
We'll step away for just a moment. 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter on the Bearcat Network. Bearcats use that timeout, their second already here in the first quarter. It does allow them to bring Luke Rasmussen back to the field, so Alex Rivera was on the field for a moment anyway. Might get a participation credit for today's game. Rasmussen back on the field out of the timeout. It's Uribe and Little. Offset to either side. Now Little motions out here on the near side. On 2nd and 9, Rasmussen will go to work. Looking right, that pass broken up. Good coverage. Intended for Jarek Little, the tailback who had motioned out into the formation. Was knocked away by Gus Burns, senior linebacker for the Sagehens. So 3rd and long now for the Bearcats. Conley Moscott and Trajan Clark in formation here on the near side. Motioning in comes Aiden Butler. Rasmussen. Pocket breaking down. Was that picked off? It may have been. What is the signal from the referees? And I believe they will give credit to Gus Burns for the interception. That's the preliminary indication.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 92. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
However, on the back end, Max Eastman commits the cardinal sin. Well, the Bearcats fortunate there. That is a massive penalty going against Pomona-Pitzer, and it sets the Bearcats up in plus territory. First time that they have seen Pomona-Pitzer's half of the field thus far. But they get a fresh set of downs. Ball spotted down at the 41, middle of the field. Rasmussen from the gun. Butler on the motion. Uribe fighting for some space to operate. Doesn't get much. Play kind of broke down a little bit early on, so Uribe does a nice job at least of falling forward for a yard on that one. 2nd and 9 now from the 40. A little under 3.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Pomona-Pitzer with touchdowns on each of their opening drives. But the Bearcats with their best drive of the day. Rasmussen has a man wide open down the sideline. It is reeled in by Palmer Smith, I believe. Check that. That is Jonah Lurson, who broke free with no defender near him. Jonah Lurson now lining up on the near side. It is 1st and goal for the Bearcats from the 2. Inside give to Uribe. Bottled up. Might not have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. How about that throw from Rasmussen? He knew the pressure was coming. Stood in the pocket, let it fly, put plenty of air beneath it. Just unfortunate that Lurson could not carry it into the end zone. His momentum had him falling down at the 3-yard line. Of course, in college, you can't pick it up and run it in from there. Once you're down, you're down. So 2nd and goal now for the Bearcats. Rasmussen with a couple of tailbacks, each to either side. Inside give, it's Uribe. Looking for the corner. Can he get into the end zone? Works his way around the pylon. He's through. And the Bearcats are on the board. After the massive roughing the passer penalty against Pomona-Pitzer, the Bearcats go right back to work. Rasmussen, with his first big connection of his Bearcats career, finds Lurson, setting up the Bearcats with a 1st and goal at the Sagehens 3-yard line. And now Uribe skips and scampers to his left. He works his way just inside the pylon. And the Bearcats have cut the deficit in half. Brand new ball game here in Salem with just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We'll be right back on the Bearcat Network. Back. It's been an entertaining first quarter, no question about that. We've had a turnover, nearly a second turnover. The interception by Gus Burns wiped away by the roughing the passer call that kept the drive alive for the Bearcats. Rasmussen connecting with Jonah Lurson down the far sideline. And Uribe takes care of business from there. Kickoff right down the middle of the field, fielded at about the 10-yard line on the far side hash. Got some daylight. This is Duncan Lee. Works his way across the 40, back toward the middle of the field. So a 31-yard return. Make it 32-yard return. Pomona-Pitzer with very good field position. After the Bearcats up to the task on their last drive. Punch it in from 3 yards out. 14-7 our score. Seen it all already, and there's still 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Brennan Dragmer, the team's leading rusher a season ago for the Sagehens. He was brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. That play blown up. But Al Russo, 2nd and 10, will operate. With 3 wide receivers to his right, 2 more to his left here on the near side. Russo takes the snap, drops back, dumps it off inside, a little bit behind Dragmer. Skips off his hands. He'll now come off in favor of Mitch Rodenbaugh. So 3rd and 10 from the 42 for Pomona-Pitzer. Rodenbaugh motions in to the backfield now. Quick drop to the right. Has a man at the sticks and the boundary. Pass complete. Matthias Olsen putting together a nice day so far. He's got the first down yardage into Bearcat territory. Gain of 11 yards on 3rd and 10. Fresh set of downs for Pomona-Pitzer to mess around with. In plus territory. Motioning out. Nick Buchanow. Handoff. Left side. No. Keeping it that time was Grady Russo. I was fooled by the play fake. So with a nice gain on first down. Sets up a 2nd and very manageable from the 37. We'll see if Pomona-Pitzer wants to run a play before the end of the first quarter. 5 seconds left here on the game clock. They will run a play. This will be the final play of this first quarter. Looking downfield, has a man wide open. Defense converging, but it's caught. Reeled in, and a touchdown on the board for Pomona-Pitzer. Jackson Walker, that pass thrown a little bit behind him. Not for a moment that the Willamette defense might be able to catch up to that one, but they were a half second too late. And how about that connection? Pomona-Pitzer didn't even have to run a play. There was just a couple of ticks left on the clock when the ball was snapped. Excellent job by Russo. Slides a couple of steps to his left, plants a foot, fires downfield, finds his man, and 3 first quarter touchdowns on the board for the Sagehens. So after the Bearcats get on the board, Pomona-Pitzer strikes back quickly. Good field position after that kickoff return. PAT is up and good. So the first quarter in the books here in
That's
Salem.
the end of the first quarter.
Pomona-Pitzer restakes themselves to a 2-touchdown lead. We'll be right back.
Dear College Sports.
At about the numbers there, making some miss and working his way is Austin Snodgrass. Spills across the 40-yard line, so Austin Snodgrass with a bruising physical kickoff return. They'll mark him down right at the 40, so pretty solid field position for the Bearcats as we get set for second quarter action. 21-7 our score. Pomona-Pitzer's offense really clicking in that first quarter. 4 possessions for them, 3 touchdowns to show for it. The only time they didn't score in that first quarter was when they had the best field position to work with. After the Bearcats turnover, set them up at the Bearcats 23. This is Jarek Little fighting his way, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he may have gotten there, but they'll mark him actually for a loss of 1. So the Bearcats have yet to establish a running game here in this contest. Pomona-Pitzer had to, not only did they lose their 2 leading receivers, the Wimmer twins from last season, also lost their 2 leading tacklers from a season ago. Thomas McConnell led the team with 95 tackles. He graduated. Rasmussen on second down, looking left, fires behind his man. It's through his hands and then through the hands of a defender. Kalani Pickett nearly had himself a pick, but he couldn't quite reel it in. It got misdirected off the hands of Lurson here on the near side flat. And now Uribe will replace Little in the backfield. Here on 3rd and long for the Bearcats. Now Uribe will actually line up in the slot, as will Moscott here on the near side. So an empty backfield for quarterback Luke Rasmussen here on 3rd and 11 from the Bearcats 39. And now a penalty marker before the play. Flies in from the back judge.
There is no flag for delay of game. Timeout Willamette. That's their final timeout of the half.
Bearcats forced to burn their final timeout here of the first half. Just a few moments into the second quarter. We'll step away for just a quick moment.
The world needs.
Here for 3rd and 11 for the Bearcats. Same formation. 3 wides here to the near side. Uribe now motioning right to left across the formation. Rasmussen drops back, steps up, brought down in the backfield. Didn't have much of a shot. Jacob Whiting tracks him down, hauls him down for about a 4-yard sack, 4-yard loss on the sack. So after Snodgrass set up the Bearcats with some nice field position. On the kickoff return, the Bearcats forced to punt. And this is Kyle Frick for the punt. Gets it away. Pomona-Pitzer may have gotten a piece of that. They did, in fact, take Frick down. Penalty marker flies in from behind. We'll see if that's of the roughing the kicker variety. Because if it is, that's a personal foul. And it'll keep the Bearcats offense on the field. So you see the marker right in the middle of the field, right around the 22-yard line.
Running into the kicker, receiving team. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, replay 4th down.
So just the 5-yard mark-off variety on an actual roughing the kicker. So from the 38 now, Kyle Frick back on the field. (21-7) our score. Not quite 2 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. No pressure coming this time. Frick gets off a nice kick. He'll check up at about the 30. Picking it up off the turf. Trying to make a couple of moves to his left was Duncan Lee, but he's quickly swarmed after a punt return of 2 yards near his own boundary. Head coach Eric Williams extremely high on his front four. John Henry Hankins, Herde Raj, Austin Payne, Javi Rodriguez. They're pretty stout up front. Quick pass outside, near the sideline. This is Matthias Olson with another catch. He's been everywhere thus far. By the way, the PAT attempt was no good. It's 20-7. 2nd and 3 here for the Sagehens. Pitch to the left. This is Susank. Marginal gain. On 3rd down, Sagehens go quickly. Russo keeps it. Slides to his right. Gets outside the hash. He's into Bearcat territory and a whole lot more. Finally hauled down from behind. Not before he's inside the Bearcats' 30-yard line. Josh Hofek got out there as quickly as he could, but by then, Russo, good recognition at the line of scrimmage. Looked like the play call was designed for him to take it right up the gut. There was nothing doing there. So he scampered out wide to his right. Got a whole lot of space, and now Pomona-Pitzer inside the Bearcats 30. Spotted down just inside the 29. So empty backfield again. 4 wides to his left. Looks that way, but comes right. First man misses. Inside the 20, down to the 10. That is Jackson Walker making some nifty moves. And once again, Pomona-Pitzer into the red zone. Spotted down just at the 10 after a gain of 19 yards on 1st down. Nice little catch and run. Can't seem to wrap up on the first initial contact. Another empty set for Russo. 2-step drop, fires to his right. That pass broken up, made its way to the hands of Jackson Walker. But if I'm not mistaken, Isaiah Legate may have gotten a hand on that, just enough anyway, to disrupt the concentration. So 2nd down And goal from the 10 for Russo. Looks to his left. Now takes it straight up the gut, untouched into the end zone. 4 touchdowns on the board now for Pomona-Pitzer on opening day. 4 minutes into the second quarter. And Pomona-Pitzer has already found the end zone 4 times here against the Bearcats. Six plays, 68-yard drive. Russo gets it done with his legs on a couple plays on that drive, including the culminating 10-yard touchdown run straight up the gut. Made a move or two on his way across the goal line. And Pomona-Pitzer opening things up. They now lead 27-7 after Jack Walker knocks home the PAT. Well, tough start so far in this contest for the Bearcats, no question about it. Bearcats have shown some signs of life, no question about that either. Luke Rasmussen just needs perhaps a little bit of time to kind of settle in. His offense will find its way, figure some things out. But they've got to establish the run as well. Biggest running play thus far for the Bearcats, courtesy of quarterback Luke Rasmussen. A 13-yard gain to move the chains. Kickoff taken just shy of the 10-yard line. We hear whistles coming in. I don't see a marker on the field, but there were whistles while the ball was in midair, right around the time that it was fielded.
We had a fair catch signal during the play, caught by a different player. The ball is dead at the spot of possession. 1st and 10, Willamette.
Well, there you have it. Before Valor Munoz can get going upfield, we had a fair catch signaled by another player on the field. So unfortunately for the Bearcats, they will have to start from the spot the ball was fielded, right at the 10-yard line. So the Bearcats pinned deep in their own territory, trailing 27-7. Just under 11 minutes left here in the first half on opening day. 2025 season opener for both of these teams. Pomona-Pitzer, a national tournament.
Please reset the game clock to 10 minutes and 59 seconds.
Their season ended by Whitworth.
Thank you.
They lost some key players on both sides of the ball, but they haven't skipped a beat thus far. 4 touchdowns to show for it on a very efficient day. And now Rasmussen on first down has a man underneath. That's Jonah Lurson out near the sticks. Lurson will fall forward for a couple extra yards. They will mark it down right at the 20, in fact. A favorable spot will move the chains. From up here that he was, I don't know, half a yard shy anyway. Bearcats will take it. 1st and 10 now from their own 20 on the near side hash. Little, the single setback to the right of Rasmussen. Takes the carry. No, play fake. Rasmussen pumps once, slides to his right, fires back across the formation, but leaves it well short of the intended receiver, Conley Moscott. Pressure again in the backfield. Forcing Rasmussen to move the pocket. Matthew Rosas, the center, freshman from California for the Bearcats. Gets the snap off. Rasmussen, pocket collapsing. Across the middle looking for Moscott yet again, but leaves that one short as well, out near the 45. Moscott went to the deck to try to pick it up. But that incompletion leaves the Bearcats facing 3rd and long at their own 20. Oscott, Romero, and Clark to the wide side of the field. Here on the near side, it's Jonah Larson. Jarek Little, single setback in the backfield. Play fake. Rasmussen across the middle, has his man. Jonah Larson reels it in, takes the hit, absorbs the contact, holds on to the pass. How about that connection? Jonah Larson. That is a gain of 18 yards on 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. So Larson continues to make plays for Willamette. And the Bearcats digging themselves out of that hole anyway. At worst, they have flipped the field. At best, they're putting together a nice little drive. First down carry. Jarek Little bounces it back toward the middle of the field. Had nowhere to go for a moment, but then pinballs, I think, off the back of one of his own blockers. And then angles his way back toward midfield. Has a nice gain of 7 yards on first down, so second and a very manageable 3 for the Bearcats. Moving down toward the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. That's Little's best run of the day thus far. Gets it again here. Cuts outside to the left. Upended. He went airborne for a moment. Undercut by Kalani Pickett here on the near side. Close to the line to gain, but they'll spot him down a yard shy. So 3rd and 1 for the Bearcats, who will go with some pace. Rasmussen lines up. A little tush-push look. And now Pomona-Pitzer will burn the
first timeout of the half.
3 timeouts. 3rd and 1 upcoming for Willamette here on the Bearcat Network when we return.
Across the V.
A 6-play, 37-yard drive for the Bearcats. They face a critical 3rd and 1. I say critical. There's a ton of football left, but they do trail this game by 3 touchdowns. This would be a massive pickup if they can keep the drive going. Here on 3rd and 1 from their own 47-yard line. Rasmussen now from the shotgun. Takes the handoff, goes straight ahead, has the first down. He's brought down near midfield. Pomona-Pitzer says they have the football. Rasmussen loses his hat yet again.
The ruling on the field is the first down. Number 18 must leave the game for 1 play due to his helmet coming off.
That's the second time that's happened to poor Luke Rasmussen here in this game. And now Alex Rivera will come back onto the field. He was out there for a moment, but then the Bearcats burned a timeout to get Rasmussen, maybe perhaps in part anyway, to get Rasmussen back on the field. But here's Alex Rivera now, last year's starting quarterback. On 1st and 10 for the Bearcats, just shy of midfield. From the 49. Rivera will keep it. Got the legs moving pretty quickly, but man, how about Elliot Graziano crashing down the line? He blew that play up, no gain. Well, they'll actually spot Rivera forward to midfield, so a gain of 1 leaves it at 2nd and 9. Rivera comes off the field, Rasmussen back on after losing his helmet. So the Bearcats now, it's the 8th play of the drive upcoming with Rasmussen back on the field. And Uribe standing to his left. 2 wides to either side. Shotgun snap, 3-step drop. Rasmussen with time, looks to his left, has a man, but great coverage. That is Aiden Butler, who for a moment had a step on his defender, but Duncan Lee closing quickly, knocks the pass away, and it leaves the Bearcats facing a 3rd and long. They had 3rd and 10 earlier in this drive, and Rasmussen connected with Jonah Larson. for 18. Let's see. Here's Lurson on the near side. We'll see if they connect again. Play fake. Rasmussen trips as he throws, dumps it off. Uribe falls forward ahead of the sticks. So how about the second effort from Mason Uribe? Gets inside the Sagehens 40-yard line, picks up 10 yards on 3rd and 9. So again, the Bearcats extend the drive with critical plays on 3rd and long. Fresh set of downs with the Bearcats now in Sagehens territory. Uribe remains on the field. Offset to the right of quarterback Luke Rasmussen on 1st down. Play fake, across the middle, in and out of the hands of Aiden Butler. Wide open underneath. Butler took his eye off it for just a second, and it went right through his hands. That's a guy that head coach Eric Williams expects big things from. He's one of those transfer receivers new to this program this season. He will come off. Once again, it's Lurson here, isolated on the near side. Bunch receivers at the top of the formation with Uribe in the backfield. Now Clark motions. Pocket closing down. Rasmussen drilled as he throws out at midfield. Kind of floated that up. The only two people in the vicinity of that pass were both Pomona-Pitzer defenders, but neither of them with an opportunity to come back for it and make the pick. So, again, the Bearcats facing 3rd and long on this drive. This will be the 13th play of this drive. Already with 2 big 3rd and long conversions. Can they do it again? 4 wide, single setback. Rasmussen takes the snap. Quick drop, steps up, fires left, has a man, it's Lurson again. The 3rd conversion for the Bearcats on this drive of 3rd and 9 or more yards. Oh my goodness, how clutch have the Bearcats been on 3rd down on this drive. Lurson with 2 of those catches, the first for 18 yards to move the chain. That one for 15. Let's go. Not too shabby. Rasmussen, give him some credit as well. That was a rocket into the hands of Jonah Lurson, who's having himself a really nice day thus far. Blitz coming from the outside. Pass extending all the way to the far side boundary, intended for Elijah Romero, but it sails out of bounds. Coming on the blitz from the corner was Andy Butler that time. Rasmussen read it well and put it in a spot where only Romero could potentially track it down. This now the 15th play of the drive for the Bearcat offense. Are eating up the clock here on this drive. Rasmussen now on 2nd down, steps up, floats a pass into the middle of the field, but well behind Conley Moscott. I assume that was the intended target, but it was a few yards away from his big frame. So the 2 former teammates at Moore Park unable to connect. And again, this is a familiar refrain. Stop me if you've heard this one before. The Bearcats facing 3rd and long right here on this drive. 3 for 3 so far on this drive from 3rd and 9 or longer. I say again, can they do it again? Rasmussen looking left, coming back that time for Trajan Clark, throws it into coverage. That was pretty tightly defended. And this time the Bearcats unable to convert, but there is a marker on the field, but the indication is it will go against the Bearcats.
Illegal motion, offense number 41. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So the Sagehens will not take the referees up on their offer for an extra 5 yards. And now the Bearcats will line up for what would be a 43-yard field goal off the foot of Kyle Frick. Make it a 42-yard attempt as they'll spot it down at the 32. Good snap. Kick is away. And I believe he nailed it. He did. How about that? A 42-yard field goal up and good for Kyle Frick. And the Bearcats now in double digits. They trail 27-10. A 16-yard, 60-yard drive nets 3 points for the Bearcats, who again were able to convert 3 times on 3rd and long to extend the drive. And it pays off as the Bearcats trying to remain at least within shouting distance anyway. Pomona-Pitzer has scored on 4 of its 5 drives here so far in this game. But the Sagehens offense sat for a very long time. Spectators like the rest of us during that 16-play Bearcat drive. So 5.5 left here in the first half. Pomona-Pitzer still leads by a full 3 possessions, 27-10 our score. And it's Nick Beswick-Seidel to boot it away from the 35. Kick angling here to the near side. Backs up the return man all the way to the 1. Brings it out after kind of backpedaling a few steps. Makes a few men miss, but works his way across the 20. Spotted down right at the 21, so long field to work with for the Sagehens. After the 16-play drive for the Bearcats, culminates with a 42-yard Kyle Frick field goal. .5:18 left here in the first half. Grady Russo, one of the captains for the Sagehens team, waits for the motion man. Now rolls to his left. Stays inside the numbers. But has a good gain on what I can only assume anyway was not a busted play, but rather a designed run for Russo. He's a good running quarterback, of course, was the team's leading rusher a season ago. Finished the campaign just shy of 400 yards rushing. Threw for 18 touchdowns, ran for 4 more, did Russo. He awaits the first down snap after gaining 12 a moment ago. Play fake, steps up, taken down, ripped down from behind. First man to him, I believe, was Javi Rodriguez. Isaiah Siatu'u also in on that sack. And that's a big loss of 4 yards. Make it 3 yards. It's now 2nd and 16 for Pomona-Pitzer. 4:15 left in the first half. Russo again with the empty set. 5 wides. Penalty marker on the play. Drag route underneath. Hauled in by Matthias Olsen. He's tackled very quickly. That marker looks like it could have been an illegal formation type of a situation. It was thrown
illegal
right
formation. Offense, 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It was thrown as soon as the ball was snapped, which that's typically the indication there. They let the play go, but not enough men on the line of scrimmage for the Sagehens, and now it's 2nd and forever. 2nd and 18 for Pomona-Pitzer. So 4 wides here to the near side. 1 at the top of the formation. Russo hollering to those 4 wide outs to his right. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, steps up, fires down the left side, has a man outside midfield on 2nd and 18. Matthias Olsen once again. Good heavens. That is catch number 5, and that's his longest of the day. He's piling up some numbers. Matthias Olsen. Just like that from 2nd and 18, deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 in Bearcats territory. Underneath. Making not 1 but 2, maybe 3 men miss, but still the pursuit is there for the Bearcats. They will limit Dragomer's Forward progress to 4 yards, so 2nd and 6 now. Pomona-Pitzer going quickly yet again. Here on the near side hash. 5 wides again. Blitz coming for the Bearcats, stunting around the left side of the line. Great coverage that time, and a flag flies in from the back end. That's a tough call going against the Bearcats. That looked like pretty good coverage from up here. That pass intended for Olsen, who's already got 5 catches for 84 yards in this game.
Pass interference, defense, number 10. That penalty is enforced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Palmer Smith's been making plays. Looked like he made another for a moment. The flag flies in at the end of the play. And the Sagehens, the beneficiaries of that one. And they've got 4 fresh downs to play with here. Ball spotted down at the Bearcat 39 from the far hash. Russo, design run. Into the second, even third level. He's cut down with a massive hit on the back end. Woo!
Number 16 for Pomona will see the game for 1 play due to helmet coming off.
Russo has to come off the field after John Delgado came up and absolutely blistered quarterback Grady Russo. And this looks more like a wildcat formation of sorts. This is Carson Green on the field. He is a quarterback, the 3rd listed quarterback on the depth chart for the Sagehens. So Carson Green now, design run. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain. He takes a mighty wallop. And we have reached the 2-minute timeout.
Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes. That is our 2-minute timeout.
So 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Pomona-Pitzer on the drive yet again. We will be right back on the Bearcat Network.
At MAPS Credit Union, all checking accounts are valuable.
The good news for the Sagehens, Grady Russo back on the field. The bad news for the Bearcats, Grady Russo is back on the field. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns, rushed for a couple of more. And on 2nd and 9, he has the Sagehens offense operating just outside the red zone. That pass through the hands of Matthias Olsen. They've been doing that a lot. They'll line up 4 to one side, isolate Olsen on the other. That's just a lot of window dressing on the field. A lot of plays here in the first half for the Sagehens. Bearcats have done the same thing. With Larson operating on an island by himself. Now 3rd and 9 for Pomona-Pitzer from the 21. Huge play here. 1:56 left in the first half. Bearcats get to the quarterback. A penalty marker comes down in the backfield. I think the Bearcats may be getting flagged for a late hit on Russo. Pass was incomplete.
Holding. Offense,
no,
number 60.
This one's
10-yard
going
penalty.
the other direction.
Replay 3rd down.
Well, I'll be darned. How about that? That'll teach me. Should not open my big yap before all the facts have come in.
The game clock will start on the snap.
So after the penalty is walked off, it'll be 3rd and 19 now for Pomona-Pitzer. As you can see the ball resting here on the near side hash. Nose of the football just shy of the Bearcats 31, so we'll call it the 31-yard line. So 3rd and 19. Russo takes the snap, blitz coming, gets it away. Olsen, the intended receiver, stepping in front and picking it off. Was that John Delgado? It was. How about that? Number 0 for the Bearcats in coverage opposite number 0 for Pomona-Pitzer. And it's advantage Delgado that time around. Perhaps an ill-conceived throw out of the hand of Russo. Basically his first mistake of the day. Is the number 0 even a number? That's a discussion for another time. All I know is the Bearcats have their first turnover of the day. They are deep in Sagehens territory, but they turn that powerful Sagehens offense away. Rasmussen steps up, floats a pass down the near side, well up and over the intended receiver, Trajan Clark. So 1 minute 33 seconds. Remember, the Bearcats burned all of their timeouts early here in the first half. They've got none to work with. Couple still in the hip pocket of head coach John Walsh for Pomona-Pitzer. 2nd and 10 for the Bearcats from their own 12. It is Jarek Little in the backfield. Offset to the right of Luke Rasmussen. Straight drop. Fires down here now to the near side seam. Trajan Clark tangles midair with Kalani Pickett. Pretty good coverage. Might have been a little contact, but that was really just some blanket coverage from the 5'11 junior, Kalani Pickett. So 3rd and very long here for the Bearcats. 3 wide receivers here to the near side. One at the top of the formation. Down the middle, it's picked off. Flag flies in from the back. It's intercepted by Andy Butler. He'll return it all the way inside the 10-yard line, but hold everything. What is the story of the penalty marker on the play? I shall not speculate, as I had it all wrong the last time I tried that.
Pass interference. Defense number 46.
How about that?
Penalties enforced at the spot of the foul.
So
automatic first down.
The Andy Butler interception and return inside the 10-yard line instead. On 3rd and 10, the Bearcats convert again. This time they do it via the penalty. That'll move the chains and set the Bearcats up at their own 23-yard line in 1 minute and 18 seconds now showing on the game clock here in the first half. Rasmussen again with Little, now split to his left. 2 wides to either side. Handoff, Jarek Little, met at the line of scrimmage, shakes off a couple of tackles, spills across the 25, straight up the gut. Marked down at about the 27, so a gain of 5 on first down, and the Bearcats will go quickly. Matthew Rosas over the ball, ready to snap it. Brand newly minted quarterback, Luke Rasmussen. 55 seconds on the clock now. Rasmussen drops, looks to his right, now comes that way into the hands, once again, of Jonah Lurson. The clock will stop momentarily while the chains move. 41-yard line, Bearcats in business. 45 seconds, here's Rasmussen, quick snap. Down the right side, has a man wide open, Lurson again. Chased down from behind inside the Sagehens 25-yard line. What do you know about that? How about this? The Bearcats with no timeouts starting this drive at their own 12-yard line. They'll spot it down at the Sagehens 23. 35 seconds for the Bearcats to get something done before halftime. Little stays on the field. Rasmussen looks right, comes back to his left. Design play, it's blown up very quickly. Romero dropped after a gain of a yard. 25 seconds now. Rasmussen will come up and spike it. Or
illegal substitution, defense, 5-yard penalty, still second down. 12 players on the field.
The Bearcats doing a nice job. I'm not sure they recognized whether there were 12 men on the field, but it worked out nicely for them. So after that one's walked off with 16 seconds showing, the Bearcats will have second down from the Sagehens, call it the 17-yard line. Again, no timeouts for Willamette. They cannot take a sack. Rasmussen has to get it out quickly, does so across the middle. Oh, it's taken out of the air, but the contact from behind, Andy Butler jarred that ball loose right out of the hands of Conley Moscott. I'm not sure Moscott was going to get in. It would have moved the chain, so the clock would have stopped there momentarily. Well, here we are, 3rd and 4 for the Bearcats, 12 seconds left. Remember, no timeouts. Rasmussen has to get it out quickly. Tight coverage shown by Pomona-Pitzer. They are right up at the line of scrimmage. There is no one on the back end. And now a false start penalty going to be whistled against Willamette.
False start, offense, number 3, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down. Game clock, please reset to 12 seconds on the game clock.
So now the ball resting midfield, or in the center of the field, right at the 22. So the Bearcats now with 3rd and a short 9, long 8. Uribe to the left of Rasmussen. Short drop, pressure coming, fires left, it's nearly picked off. Rasmussen felt the pressure coming from his backside, knew he had to get rid of it, did so, but nearly threw it into the hands of an awaiting Pomona-Pitzer defensive back. So we'll bring Nick Beswick-Seidel. I believe that was actually Beswick-Seidel who kicked the first field goal. May have had that wrong on the numbers. Beswick-Seidel's kick is up. And it's no good. The 39-yard field goal is no good. So a Bearcat drive that began at their own 12-yard line.
That's the end of the first half.
And that will be our final play here in half number 1. So both teams will head to the locker room on a overcast, decently mild but largely cool day here in Salem. 27-10 our score. It was a wildly entertaining first half of football. Another 30 minutes yet to play here from McCulloch Stadium in the 2025 season opener for both Pomona-Pitzer and Willamette. We'll take a break here on the broadcast, but please rejoin us in about 20 minutes for second half action in this season opening football game right here live from Salem, Oregon. At McCulloch Stadium, 27-10 our halftime score. Sagehens with touchdowns on 4 of their first 5 drives of the game. The Bearcats putting up double digits here in the first half, and they've definitely shown some glimpses of some promise to come, no question about it. But it's been thus far a kind of a career day, at least to the start of things here for Pomona-Pitzer quarterback Grady Russo. Over 70 yards rushing. He's rushed for a pair of scores. He's thrown for 2 more. Just had the 1 interception in the waning moments of the first half. Really, that's the only blemish on the day for him thus far. So he is definitely picking up where he left off as the team's leading rusher and passer a season ago. The Bearcats will be returning the opening kickoff here in the second half. Biggest difference of the game is that the Bearcats have yet to establish a running game. Meanwhile, Pomona-Pitzer with over 180 yards rushing in the first half. Big reason why Pomona-Pitzer has jumped out to the 27-10 lead. Opening kickoff fielded by Snodgrass. Penalty flags fly in. Typically on the receiving team. Snodgrass playing to the whistle. They got wrapped up. They wound up on top of a would-be tackler for the Sagehens. So again, if you're just joining us, Pomona-Pitzer scored
during the
touchdowns.
return, block in the back, receiving team number 98. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Willamette.
2 touchdowns for Pomona-Pitzer in the game's first 6 minutes. Sandwiched around a 3-and-out for the Bearcats, but Willamette's put together some really nice drives. It was unfortunate that the Bearcats could not punch in for points at the close of the first half. They had started a drive on their own 12-yard line. After that Grady Russo interception, picked out by John Delgado, Bearcats marched down the field. Untimely false start penalty pushed him. And that pass picked off. The first play of the second half results in a pick 6 for the Sagehens. That is big. Elliot Graziano reaching up, taking it out of the sky. He scampers into the end zone. And on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter, Pomona-Pitzer with a devastating defensive play. Well, that is very unfortunate if you are a Bearcat fan. Jack Walker on to attempt the point after try. Good spot, kick is up. Right down the pipes. So just like that, Pomona-Pitzer striking very quickly this time on the defensive side of the ball. After Grady Russo had that electrifying first half, now it is the Sagehens defense getting in on the act. Graziano, the senior. And just like that, Pomona-Pitzer now leads 34-10. Their largest lead of the game. So Luke Rasmussen's going to have to erase that one very quickly. He'll be back on the field here in just a moment. This is Gage Eastlack on. After kicking it off to open the second half, had probably gone back to the bench, was maybe picking up a book, maybe reading the paper, who knows. Drinking a cup of coffee over there. Didn't expect to be back on the field so quickly. Now Snodgrass here on the near side. He's had a nice day in the return game for the Bearcats. His last return was pretty solid as well. It was brought back, of course, by the penalty. But Snodgrass here spills across the 35. They'll set it down at the 37, and it's from there that the Bearcats will begin drive number 2. So again, the big story in this game thus far, Pomona-Pitzer been far more efficient on the ground in this game. They have rushed for 177 yards compared to just 25 for the Bearcats. They will run it here on first down. As Rasmussen turns and hands to Jarek Little. 4 yards on first down. Set it down to the 41 on the near side hash. 2nd and 6 for Willamette. We'll try and bring you some other scores. Other teams in the Northwest Conference in action today. Everybody opening their docket here this afternoon. Rasmussen will look to throw on second down. Dumps it off underneath to Jarek Little. He's got enough on that little pitch and catch to move the chain. So the Bearcats out near midfield now. He stepped out of bounds right at the 48-yard line. So Bearcats close to midfield with a fresh set of downs. Rasmussen looked really good in the first half. Just needs a little bit more time to operate. Here's Little. Tries the left side into Sagehens territory. Big gain, 15, maybe 16 yards for Jarek Little. That is the best rushing play on the day by far for the Bearcats. We'll mark him at the 37. So, yes, a gain of 15 into Pomona-Pitzer territory. And the Bearcats moving very efficiently after that ill-fated interception to Graziano. Spotted Pomona-Pitzer. A quick 6 points right out of the chute here in half number 2. That handoff doesn't get much. As Little tries the middle, and he's stopped after a gain of 1. He'll step off for the moment. Mason Uribe comes back on. He looked pretty solid in the first half as well, out of the backfield. A lot of new faces at the skill position elements for the Bearcats here in 2025, including, of course, this man right here, Luke Rasmussen, a junior, transfer from Moore Park College. Steps back, has plenty of time, surveys, looks downfield, throws that pass just behind his intended receiver, Jonah Lurson. Lurson, of course, the team's leading receiver. A season ago, the leading returning receiver, I should say. He had a nice first half, 3 catches, 88 yards, nearly a touchdown on that long connection with Rasmussen down the far sideline to set up the Bearcats' first touchdown of the day. So now 3rd and long, 3rd and about 8.5 now from the 36 of Pomona-Pitzer. That pass picked off. Rasmussen was looking that way at Trajan Clark pretty much the entire time. Read well, read perfectly, in fact, by Jonathan Curry. And that's 2 drives, 2 interceptions for Willamette here to open the second half. So a once promising drive for the Bearcats is shut down. 2 turnovers for Willamette here in the 3rd quarter. Nothing doing on the return. So the Sagehens will take over after that second pick from the near side hash of their own 25. Russo looks to his right, now comes across the middle. Way to stay through the tackle that time. That is Javi Rodriguez, one of the most skilled defenders on this team. He played everywhere. He's played safety, he's played linebacker, and he has, of course, played defensive end for the Bearcats. That's where he lines up. And a false start penalty ahead of this. 2nd and 9 opportunity for Pomona-Pitzer.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Javi Rodriguez, the kind of guy who has just done everything that Eric Williams has asked of him here in 1+ seasons. He has started at all 3 levels of this defense. So now 2nd and 14 for the Sagehens. Empty backfield. Russo looking to his right, has his man. This is Jack Sabota, big lick as he gets just across the original line of scrimmage. This Bearcat defense has been flying around. They've put some hacks on some dudes today. Once again, going quickly, Pomona-Pitzer, quickly back to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd and 6, maybe 7. From their own 29, got to reach the 35 to move the sticks. So 3rd and 6. Russo, short drop, steps up, tucks, goes, gets to the near side hash, cuts it back toward the middle of the field, and he's got enough to move the chains. Another big tackle from Javi Rodriguez, but all the same, it's a 1st down for Pomona-Pitzer. From the 37, make it the 38 here on the near side. Motioning into the backfield now comes Brennan Dragamer. Mentioned Dragmer. Good running option for this team. Got off to a great start to the team's first 4 games last year. Got in 1 carry against Redlands before he was knocked out for the season with an injury. Here in the flat. Catch is made. The whistle blows. That is John Delgado staying with the tackle, wrapping up the ankles there of Nick Buchanow. My apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Gain of 4 yards now, 2nd and 6. It's 2nd and 7 from the 41. Ball spotted at the far side hash now. Design run for Russo. Takes it straight ahead, spills across the 45. He's near the line to gain, but I think they'll mark him about 2 yards shy. So 3rd and 2, and Pomona-Pitzer once again going very quickly. Bearcats have to rotate guys off the field. Did they get off the field? They did. However, stopped behind the line of scrimmage this time. Russo with some frustration slams the ball into the turf as he makes his way off the field, and for the first time today, Pomona-Pitzer will line up to punt. Still got to keep your heads on a swivel here. So 4th and 3. Not much of a rush. Good punt is away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 17-yard line. So the Bearcats offense will return to the field. Pair of turnovers to show for it here thus far in the 3rd quarter. Rasmussen still in there as the started this game for the Bearcats, remains on the field. He's got Jarek Little to his left as the Bearcats line up from their own 17. Turns and gives, it's Little trying to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage, may not have gotten there. Some extracurriculars tacked on at the end of the play, but the referees step in. Guys just exchanging pleasantries. No big whoops. By the way, I want to apologize to all of you Nick Beswick-Seidel fans out there. That was, of course, Beswick-Seidel who nailed that 43-yard field goal for the Bearcats. I erroneously credited Kyle Frick for that kick. My apologies. I'm still getting to know some of these newer guys, but I should have known that was Beswick-Seidel out there. He's been here a while. Rusty here in broadcast number 1. Short drop, dumps it off inside, up and over the line of scrimmage. And now the penalty marker does come out after the play. We'll see who's going to get tagged for whatever just happened.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 5. Penalties enforced 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down. That's number 5's first unsportsmanlike conduct towards disqualification.
Well, thus far in this contest, it's been Pomona-Pitzer who kind of let their emotions get the better of them. They've got multiple personal fouls now in this contest. That one costly. Rasmussen gives it off. Big hit. My goodness, Uribe absorbing some contact. Not before, however. He picks up 3 yards on first down to move the ball to the 35-yard line. He remains on the field. Got his bell rung a little, but he's a baller. He'll be fine. Rasmussen now on 2nd and 7 with 3 wides to his left. Inside give again. Uribe across the 40. Falls forward to the 42, maybe 43-yard line. And that is enough for a Bearcats first down. So we talked about it. The Bearcats needed to establish the running game They're getting much better chunks here out of their backfield dudes so far here in the second half. Another first down run. It's Uribe again. First man to him is Jax Sugawara, who a moment ago was tagged for that unsportsmanlike penalty. Trying to atone for past mistakes. Makes a nice tackle. Short gain for Uribe. Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Bearcats. They trail 34-10. About 9 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. 4 wideouts for the Bearcats. 2 to either side. Play fake, quick throw. At midfield, reeling in his catch, Conley Moscott. He's chased out of bounds. So they'll spot him down at the 49 of the Sagehens. So 3rd and 1 from the Sagehens 49 plus territory here for the Bearcats. Obviously, want to make sure everyone's clear on their assignments. 3 wides here on the near side, 1 at the top of the formation. It's Lurson once again, isolated up top. Looking that way, Rasmussen fires, back shoulder throw. Lurson can't quite reel it in. Coming back for it. Slips through his fingers. And on 4th and 1, the Bearcats will bring the punt team to the field. So barring a fake, the Bearcats looking to pin the Sagehens deep in their own territory. Low snap, handled well. Kick is away. And it will bound into the end zone for a Sagehens touchback. So just over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. We'll step away for just a moment. Come right back for 20 more minutes of football on the Bearcat Network. Motions into the backfield here on 1st and 10 for the Sagehens from their own 20. Snap is away. Inaccurate throw in the direction of Matthias Olsen. Team's leading receiver on the day. Already with 5 catches, all of them coming in the first half, but not much of an opportunity to reel that one in as it was thrown a good 3 yards behind him. Sagehens go quickly. A little option look here on the keeper. It's Russo upended. Spilled at about the 21. He falls forward for another couple of yards. Outstanding open field tackle from Noah Reese coming up. Short gain brings up 3rd and 7 from the 23. Once again, Pomona-Pitzer playing with pace. 2 wide receivers to either side of the formation. Susank remains on the field as the lone setback. Motions to the right side now. Russo takes the snap, steps forward, scampers outside the numbers, has the first down and a whole lot more. Chase out of bounds out near the 40. They'll actually spot him out of the 38. So Russo once again doing it with his legs. He's up close to, if not over 90 yards rushing on the day. To go along with 180 yards passing thus far. On 1st down, hands it off. Susank crashing down the line. Was that Javi Rodriguez? I believe it was. It was. Nice tackle. Short gain on 1st down for Pomona-Pitzer. Spotted down to the 41, so gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now for Pomona-Pitzer, who have 5 wides on the field. 3 to the near side, 2 at the top. The front 5 for Pomona-Pitzer has been pretty good today. They have stood their ground. Russo fakes left, spins away from a defender, gets into the second level. He's close to the line to gain, but I think they'll spot him a yard, maybe 2 yards shy. It will be 3rd and 2. As the sideline referee comes in, they'll spot it. They'll actually lay it down between the 46 and 47. They've got to reach the 48, so it's either a short 2 or a long yard to gain here for Pomona-Pitzer on 3rd down. They'll huddle here. Haven't seen a whole lot of that today. They have yet to threaten the play clock at all. Here's Russo. A little pitch. Flag flies in from behind. Making his way upfield was Jack Susank. However, this one likely to come back on the marker thrown from the
holding.
back judge.
Offense, number 60, 10 yards from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
That one typically coming in from the area of holding. That's a big penalty walked off against Pomona-Pitzer. They had 3rd and 1.5. Officially, it's 3rd and 12. A very different concept coming up here for the Sagehens. Bearcats with an extra defender. In the defensive backfield, so 5 DBs on the field. Ahead of this 3rd and long for Pomona-Pitzer. Clock running, under 2.5 to go here in the 3rd. Looking left, coming back for it, well underthrown. Another interception on the day for John Delgado. That is 2 interceptions for Grady Russo on the day. Both of them have found the hands of John Delgado, the sophomore from Miami. John Delgado just continues to make plays. This is a special kid right here. This is a guy who played some Division I football. He played at Austin Peay. So he's a guy who's got a lot of football experience in his background. He's got 2 picks in his Bearcats debut. And now the Bearcats set up at midfield. A setback to either side to choose from. Play fake. Rasmussen steps forward, throws down the field, has a man. A lot of contact. Trajan Clark tangling with Duncan Lee that time. Trajan Clark, Eric Williams telling me he's put in a lot of work, kind of transformed his physical frame a little bit. Was really beefed up, added a lot of muscle in the offseason. Couldn't win that one, however. Great coverage provided by Duncan Lee. 2nd and 10 now for the Bearcats from midfield. Similar formation, although now Uribe will motion out here to the near side. Play fake. Down the seam. Intended for Aiden Butler. So after the interception, 2 plays for the Bearcats, nothing to show for it thus far. It's 3rd and 10 at midfield. 2 wides to each side. Rasmussen looking here to the near side. Was that catch made? It was. How about Jonah Lurson once again coming up with a spectacular grab on 3rd and 10. That is enough to move the sticks. Another 3rd and long conversion for the Bearcats offense. They have been at their best when they've faced the most adversity so far in this game. Fresh set of downs in plus territory. Uribe repositions to the left of quarterback Luke Rasmussen. He'll take the carry. Tries the middle between the tackles on the right side. Brought down after a very modest gain. About 1.5 yards. They'll spot it down between the 39 and the 38. So a gain of 1.5 yards. Technically 2nd and 9 now. For Luke Rasmussen. 3 wide receivers to his left. Looking to the right. Has some pressure from behind. Ball comes loose. The whistle has not blown. Rasmussen is protesting that his arm may have been going forward. We shall see. And by the way, folks, well, now they've marked the ball at the 41. Well, that's interesting. Willamette keeps possession, but the ball moves back 3 yards. Here it is on 3rd down. Short pass dumped off into the hands of Austin Snodgrass. Doesn't get much on 3rd down.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that will bring us to the close of the 3rd. So a 4th down decision awaits for the Bearcats on the other side of this break. Come right back for the 4th quarter action on the Bearcat Network. Was that was a fumble. It was recovered by Lurson. The reason it was spotted back a couple of yards, I thought that Pomona-Pitzer had fallen on the fumble. It was, in fact, Jonah Lurson who came up with the recovery. So a win is a sack, a fumble, but a fumble recovery by the Bearcats offense. However, on 3rd and 11, the Bearcats net just 2 yards, and they will bring the punt unit back to the field. Ball spotted at the 39, so it's a 4th and 9 situation for the Bearcats. And this is Kyle Frick on to punt it away. First play of the 4th quarter. Frick angling toward the near side boundary. And it goes out of bounds right at the 1 yard line. How about that? Kyle Frick. You can't do it any better than that. Kyle Frick pinning Pomona-Pitzer all the way back against their own goal line. 1st and 10 for Pomona-Pitzer, but with 99 yards to go. What a kick from Kyle Frick. My goodness, that was preposterous. That was scientific. Frick just working the perfect angle. Hits that one out of bounds right at the 1. The Cats still trail 34-10, opening moments here of the 4th quarter. Inside give, no, play fake, across the middle, wide open. This is Jack Sabota on 1st down with a massive chunk play to give Pomona-Pitzer a ton of breathing room. Gain of 23, they'll spot it at the 24. And Pomona-Pitzer still playing with pace. 5 wides. Russo's been equally dangerous with his feet in situations like this. A lot of design runs for him. He'll actually dump it off behind him. That's a lateral into the hands of Mitch Rodenbach. Penalty markers flying in behind the play. We'll get the story on that in a second. In the meantime, it's a gain of about 5 for Rodenbach on the lateral. Motioning right to left across that formation.
Holding Offense, number 67. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, still first down.
So they won't quite walk off the full 10 yards for holding there. That holding penalty occurred ahead of the line of scrimmage. So first and what appears to be 18 now. Another passing play. That one through the hands. Was that picked off? It may well have been. It was! The third interception on the day for Russo. This time, it is Joseph LaFerre coming in and making that interception, just not giving up on the play. The ball skipped right off the hands of Jack Sabota. He had the big play a moment ago to get Pomona-Pitzer's backs off their own goal line. But that time, through his hands, diving in from out of absolute nowhere, LaFerre makes the play. And the Bearcats in business. They are at the 20. 4 wides on the field. Jarek Little, single setback. To the right of quarterback Luke Rasmussen. Pressure coming off the edge. Into the end zone. Up and over the top of the defense. And at the last possible moment, Aiden Butler unable to reel that in. More good coverage. Man, Pomona-Pitzer's been tight on the back end. They have had a couple of breakdowns here and there. But in coverage today, their guys have just been pressed against Willamette wideouts all over the field. Butler and Moscott in the slot to the right. Rasmussen looking that way. Finds Trajan Clark in traffic. Steps between one, even two, maybe even three defenders. They will mark Trajan Clark down.
Rolling on the field is a catch. Down by contact, first down.
At the 8-yard line, so a gain of 12 on 2nd and 10 as Rasmussen and Clark make the connection. Clark had lined out wide in that formation, came back for it. It was a well-designed play for the Bearcats. They've got it first and goal now from the 8. Rasmussen takes the snap, gives to Uribe. Big hit in the backfield. My goodness. Max Eastman all over that play. Just levels Mason Uribe. That's a loss of 1. So 2nd and goal now for the Bearcats. One of our first looks at Jordan Robinson, another of those transfer receivers. He's isolated on the right side of the formation. Instead, Rasmussen looking left, comes back across the middle, throws it into the end zone. It's off the hands of the intended receiver, Aiden Butler, and picked off in the back of the end zone by the Sagehens. Oh my goodness, that is a back-breaking play for the Bearcats. Looked like Butler had a beat on it. He just could not reel it in. We saw it a moment ago where Sagehens wideout Jack Sabota had a pass skip off his hands and get picked off. Turnabouts is fair play. That's the 3rd interception here in the second half for Willamette. And that's just as tough a break as you can have. Interception setting the Bearcats up in the red zone. On 2nd and goal from the 9. The Bearcats are turned away. 34-10 our score, under 13 to play. Bearcats jump into the neutral zone, but get back apparently. No flag on the field. Lots and lots of contact out here on the near side, wrestling it away. Jackson Walker with a spectacular grab. I mean, really and truly, Tyler Schoenrock defended that about as well as he possibly could. It's just that Jackson Walker went up and won it in a straight-up head-to-head battle, wrestling that pass away from brilliant coverage from Schoenrock. But it's a 35-yard gain into Bearcats territory. Russo now over 200 yards passing on the day. Fakes the lateral, now rolls to his right, nowhere to go, flag flies in. Javi Rodriguez chases him down and has perhaps a 9-yard loss on the play. Another marker flies in. Certainly there had to be some holding there for Pomona-Pitzer, but what is the second marker about? If these two offset, that's going to wipe away the Javi Rodriguez sack for a 9-yard loss, which I'm sure they would take over the holding call. But what is the second marker? Rodriguez has played his tail off today on the defensive side of the ball for this team. He's so versatile. We talked about it. This is a guy that's played at all three levels of this Bearcats defense. Has sort of grown into that role as a defensive lineman, even though he was more of a safety / linebacker.
Yes.
At the start
there
of his
are 2 fouls on the
here.
play. Holding. Offense, number 72. Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 60.
Oh, gosh.
Both of those
Okay.
penalties are declined. Results of the play is second down.
All right, so both penalties were rung up against Pomona-Pitzer. Eric Williams will decline both. So, yes, give Javi Rodriguez a sack for 9 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 19 now for Pomona-Pitzer, backed up back into their own territory. What an effort from Javi Rodriguez. And it's 2nd and forever. Blindside blitz coming. Ball's on the turf. Whistle hasn't blown. I believe that might be a fumble. It might be Bearcat football. It is. The linesman here on the near side coming in and saying it's Bearcat football.
The ruling on the field is a fumble. Recovery by Willamette. First down.
You know, that was an interesting play. As you saw, the ball came out and everyone was yelling about it. The whistle had not blown. Everyone was almost still kind of standing around, and then suddenly they realized the ball was loose, and the Bearcats following it. Each team is kind of giving the ball back to the other here in the second half.
Coach's challenge on the ruling of a fumble on the play.
So I started to allude to this a couple series ago in this game. This is brand new in college football this season. Coaches can challenge plays now and ask for a video review, and that's exactly what we're going to get here in just a moment. So we will step away here on the Bearcat Network, but come right back. Let's see who's got the football on the other side of this break.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us.
Replay result. It was 2nd and 19 for Pomona-Pitzer. The Bearcats brought a blindside blitz from the corner. Russo felt it, got it away, dumped it off underneath. Little drag route across the formation. The receiver wound up coughing up the football, or so we think. That was the preliminary indication. Remember, the ruling on the field was that it was a fumble and that it's Bearcat football. Still trying to get this one sorted. If that ruling is upheld, it'll be first down Willamette at about their own 43-yard line. It happened right here in front of us on this near side sideline, just above our vantage point. It was
After
kind
the
of hard to tell
review,
from
the
this
play is
angle.
upheld. First down,
Well,
Willamette.
there you have it. Multiple turnovers from each team here in the second half. Of course, one of them netted our only points so far scored in the second half. It was 27-10 at halftime. And on the first play
Pomona-Pitzer
from scrimmage,
is charged a timeout, and they are out of instant replay reviews.
so actually spotted at the 46-yard line. So the Bearcats out near midfield actually put it down to the 47, in fact. So that's where it'll be. First and 10 for the Bearcats. They've turned it over 3 times here in the second half. 2, though, for Pomona-Pitzer, including that one a moment ago. First down handoff. Jarek Little trying to fight through the initial contact. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and very little, if anything, beyond that. They will mark him down after a 1-yard gain. It has been tough sledding for the Bearcats when they've dialed up running plays today. They've had a couple break free into the second, even third level of the defense. But Pomona-Pitzer's been up to the task near the line of scrimmage. Another run. Bottled up near midfield. Jarek Little this time. Gains a couple. So 3rd and 7 now for Willamette. About 11 minutes left in the game. Again, the only point scored here in the second half, that pick 6 on the opening play from scrimmage anyway of the second half. Graziano. Elliot Graziano. A short interception return to pay dirt. Nothing since. Rasmussen on 3rd down, snowed under. Sacked from either side. It was Sam Wyatt, first man to him, but Jacob Whiting coming in to clean things up. Rasmussen sandwiched in the backfield. On 3rd and 7, the Bearcats push back into their own territory from midfield. A loss of 7. 4th and long. So Brandon Smith back on the field. Remember, his last punt was a beauty. He put it out at the 1. What will Brandon Smith do for an encore? Booms it straight down the middle of the field, well up and over the head of the return man, Duncan Lee. It sails out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So a big long punt of 57 yards. However, it nets just 37. As the touchback will set it back down at the 20 in Pomona-Pitzer. And do everything quarterback Grady Russo will make their way back to the field. So 4 wides to the left, 1 to the near side. Quick snap, looks right, dumps it off. This is Dragomer breaking free, midfield, and he's gone. Brandon Dragomer will take it to the house on 1st down, and it's an 80-yard catch and scamper. And now Pomona-Pitzer really opening things up. Those are the first offensive points of the second half scored by either team. And Brennan Dragomer makes it count. 80 yards. Brilliant play concept for Pomona-Pitzer. And they now have a big, big lead of 40-10 with just over 9.5 minutes to play. 2 losses to Northwest Conference teams a season ago. This almost feels like something of a revenge game as the PAT is up and good, and it's 41-10. We'll step away here for just a moment. Season opener in 2025 for each of these teams. Come right back for 9 minutes and 41 more seconds of football on the Bearcat Network.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 86 15 yards from the end of the run, first down Willamette. That's 86 first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification.
See the field a lot in the first half, but has gotten some snaps here in half number 2. Those big, rangy transfer receivers. Eric Williams very excited about the new group of receivers he's brought in. Of course, to complement a guy like Jonah Lurson, who's been spectacular today. Inside give. Lots of daylight here on the near side. This little run from Uribe. Picks up about 6. They'll mark him down to the 38, so 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Bearcats. Offensive line doing a nice job opening up some holes. Mason Uribe. So 3rd and 4 from the 38. 3 wides to the right side. Looking left, looking for Robinson. Throws it behind him. Robinson does a nice job making an adjustment to reel in that pass. That was just sheer athleticism from Jordan Robinson. That pass a yard, maybe 2 yards behind the intended receiver. He just sticks a paw out, stays with it, secures it, and has enough for a Bearcat first down. So congratulations, Jordan Robinson. That's your first catch in a Bearcat uniform. More nice running from Uribe on first down this time. He's out close to midfield after a gain of 5, maybe 6. Mark him down to the 47, so actually a gain of 4. We mentioned sun kind of came out for a little while earlier, but seems to have kind of been obscured by clouds yet again. Real discernible shadows on the field at this time. 2nd and 6 for the Bearcats. Jarek Little back on in the backfield. Passing play. Rasmussen pumps once, goes downfield, has a man into double coverage. Trajan Clark, beautiful effort between those 2 defenders, but just can't quite reel it in. More outstanding coverage from Pomona-Pitzer. Ethan Schweitzer closest to the ball. It's a great throw from Rasmussen. Somehow was able to fit it between those defenders. Clark had a shot. Would have been an acrobatic, absolutely spectacular grab if he could have brought it in. Instead, it is 3rd and 6 for the Bearcats from their own 47. 3 wides to the near side. Jordan Robinson at the top of the formation. 3-step drop. Pocket closing down, and Rasmussen dropped for a massive loss all the way back to the 37-yard line. So a 10-yard loss on 3rd and 7. The Bearcats forced to punt. As we are under 7.5 to play, we're halfway through the 4th quarter. And Pomona-Pitzer really starting to feel it at this point. Duncan Lee back deep. He's the return man. He'll call for the fair catch. It'll check up at the 35 and take a very favorable Willamette bounce. That's going to roll all the way down to the 15-yard line, make it the 14. It bounced off the turf at the 30, maybe the 35. So Kyle Frick did not get all of that punt by any means. But he got a great bounce, and it rolls all the way down to the 15. And it's from there that Pomona-Pitzer will begin their next drive. We've got a new quarterback on the field. This is Carson Green now, set up in the backfield. So perhaps we've seen the last of Grady Russo. And a false start. We'll back the Sagehens up 5 yards.
Illegal snap infraction, number 54 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Nick Kim was the second quarterback listed on the depth chart for the Sagehens. We've yet to see him today. Pomona-Pitzer opting instead to go with Carson Green in this situation. Inside give. And a big tackle inside. Short gain for Pomona-Pitzer. 2nd and 13 now for the new quarterback, Carson Green. New tailback on the field as well. Noah Willingham getting some reps. Offset to the left of Carson Green. Green takes the snap, short drop, dumps it off in the flat, in the direction anyway of Noah Willingham, but it's a little bit out in front of him, off his fingertips. So 3rd and long now upcoming for the second string offense for this Pomona-Pitzer program. They're going to get a nice win on the road here today. They lead by 31 with just over 6 minutes left here in Salem. Perfect day for football, but it's more of a type of day you associate with October football than September. Early September at that here in Salem. Blitz coming. Nice pass. Carson Green right down the seam, finds his man. That is Jackson Irons, 5'9" sophomore. Reeling in his first catch on his first target of the day. He's got plenty enough for a first down. So on 3rd and 13, Carson Green dials up a nice throw. Feels the pressure. Throws through it. First down, Sagehens. A modified reverse play designed for Finn Cooper. But the Bearcats have it snuffed out. Not sure Cooper got back to the line of scrimmage. If he did, he didn't get any further. In fact, no, he's dropped for a decent loss. They'll mark him back all the way down to the 24, so 2nd and 13 now for Carson Green. Two wides to either side, single setback on the field. Offset to the right of Carson Green, who awaits the second down snap. Play fake. Penetration. Green eludes the first man, but he's chased down from behind. Javi Rodriguez once again with a sack for another big loss. Rodriguez has been an absolute stud on D for Willamette here today. Huge loss all the way back now to the 16. 3rd and forever. Quick throw off into the flat. Fights through the initial contact. The whistle blows, and that's where that play will end. So if you're a Sagehens fan, you got to feel pretty decent about your first showing from Carson Green. As he comes on in relief of starting quarterback Grady Russo. Bearcats having a little bit of trouble rotating personnel off the field ahead of this punt, but we're allowed time to get their guys off. Here's the punt. Bearcats will let it check up. And it'll be down at the 43-yard line. With a little over 3.5 minutes remaining. So the Bearcats likely opening the season 0-1. They are at home yet again next weekend as well, right here. 1 o'clock kickoff for that one. The early kick today. Rasmussen remains on the field as the quarterback for the Bearcats. 3-step drop, fires down the seam, has his man, his former teammate and current teammate at that, Conley Moscott, with them transferring here together. That was a beautiful connection. And there you see exactly why Luke Rasmussen is so highly thought of by this Bearcats coaching staff. This guy, when he lets go of the ball, it just looks plain different coming out of his hand. That was an effortless throw right on the money to Conley Moscott. Under duress this time. That pass kind of flutters out of the hand of Rasmussen, in part thanks to that breakdown of the pocket. Able to get it off and actually get a little bit on it in the process. The numbers aren't exactly favorable for Rasmussen, thanks to those 3 second-half interceptions, but he's had a pretty solid showing. He's over 200 yards passing on the day. And he awaits the second down snap. Takes it, looks right. Underneath, has a man. This is Austin Snodgrass fighting through some contact, working his way toward the sticks. He didn't get enough for a first down. I believe he did. In fact, he did. They will spot him down at the 31. That's enough to move the chains. We're under 3 minutes to play, but Bearcats is trying to build some momentum in the waning moments of this game. Want to end on a high note if at all possible. They'll go quickly. 3 wides here to the near side. Rasmussen. A 4-step drop. Firing toward the end zone. Has a man streaking underneath the football. Aiden Butler. He'll do a headstand and get flagged in the process, not once but twice. That was a beautiful pitch and catch, though, from quarterback Luke Rasmussen, connecting with Aiden Butler. Just threw him open on that play. That was a perfect
Rolling on the field
pass.
is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 7. That penalty will be enforced on the free kick. That's number 7's first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification.
While I'm sure Aiden Butler will probably get a little talking to, a stern one at that. Can't help but smile just a little bit anyway. Had a kid having some fun on a football field. Nick Beswick sidle on for the PAT. Good spot, good hold, and the PAT is good. So 41-17 the score, 2:21 left here in the game. So we mentioned that the Bearcats wanted to end their offensive day anyway on a high note. They have done that. If this game plays out and they should not see the football again, it's not a bad way to go out. 31 yards officially on the touchdown pass from Rasmussen to Aiden Butler. Surprisingly, the Bearcats have more first downs in this game than the Sagehens. 22 first downs for Willamette, just 20 for Pomona-Pitzer. However, 543 yards of total offense for Pomona-Pitzer. They've had a couple massive touchdowns, of course, mixed in. Hence the high number of yardage compared to the low number of first downs. They've had some huge chunk plays in this game, including a couple of touchdowns of 80 yards. Beswick Seidel to kick it away from the 20 after the unsportsmanlike penalty at the end of the touchdown. Fielded near the 25. Brought out close to midfield by Jackson Irons. 2:14 left. Pomona-Pitzer with a very comfortable lead. They will start the season 1-0. Bearcats will face conference foe Pacific next week in a non-conference game before traveling to Laverne the week after. Bearcats played Pomona-Pitzer in 2021 and 22. Pomona-Pitzer winning both of those contests. So this is just the third time these two programs have ever met one another. All of them coming in the last 5 years. And this now our
2-minute
third
timeout
quarterback of the game, Nick Kim.
Please
with
reset to 2 minutes
completion.
on the game clock.
That moves Pomona-Pitzer into Bearcats territory. We're at the 2-minute timeout. We will be right back for the final 2 minutes on the Bearcat Network.
The world.
So for Pomona-Pitzer, this is the first of 2 games against Northwest Conference foes. They will host Lewis and Clark next week. Make it first down, but massive hit in the backfield, and down goes Noah Willingham very quickly. Snowed under by a host of Bearcat defenders. Lost a couple of yards, I believe. Well, lost just the 1, so 2nd and 11 upcoming. Again, Nick Kim now on the field, the third quarterback to be used by John Walsh today. Walsh, a very well-respected coach. He's starting his 10th season as the head coach at Pomona-Pitzer. Came with a nice look down the seam. Breaking free across the field, running east and west. Brogan Daly with his first catch of the day. Pomona-Pitzer just wants to see what they've got with Nick Kim under center, who will actually now step off the field, as now Carson Green will come back on. So Kim comes in as the third quarterback to be used, completes a couple of passes, now gives way once again to Carson Green. 40 seconds left now. Handoff straight up the middle, Finn Cooper. Will that be our final play of the game? Pomona-Pitzer elect to run another play before the clock winds down. They'll huddle for a moment anyway. So again, Pomona-Pitzer hosting Lewis and Clark next week. The Bearcats hosting division rival Pacific in a non-conference matchup. And that will in fact do it. Pomona-Pitzer now will make their way back toward the sideline. 41-17 our final score here from Salem. We'll take a short break, come right back to put a bow on this one. Bearcats unlucky in game number 1 of year 2 for head coach Eric Williams, as he and John Walsh exchange some pleasantries and some hugs at midfield. Come right back for a very brief Willamette football postgame show on the Bearcat Network.
At Maps Credit Union.
Season opener here in 2025, McCulloch Stadium, Salem, Oregon. The Bearcats Put up a valiant effort in the first game of the second year of head coach Eric Williams' tenure here at Willamette, but come up short against Pomona-Pitzer, a national championship tournament participant last year, a season ago. Pomona-Pitzer picking up and getting work done here in their season opener in 2025. They win 41-17 in the first of 3 non-conference matchups for the Bearcats, just 2 non-conference games for Pomona-Pitzer on the docket before they switch over to SIAC play for the rest of the way. Jeff Lucero here with you for the Willamette Football postgame show. Let's quickly take a look at some of the numbers, and boy, Grady Russo was the story. 325 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, did throw 3 interceptions, a couple of them to newcomer John Delgado, but also ran for 94 yards and 2 more scores on the day. So Russo accounting for more than 430 yards of offense and 5 touchdowns for Pomona-Pitzer on the day. His favorite receiver, Matthias Olsen, on the day, 6 catches, 91 yards, was not one of the 3 receivers, however, for Pomona-Pitzer to find the end zone. On the other side, Luke Rasmussen, kind of an up and down start to his career here, but 20 of 44 passing, 254 yards as well. Did throw the late touchdown to new teammate Aiden Butler, but threw 3 interceptions as well, all of those coming in the second half. Well, two in the second half, 1 in the first half. Jarek Little was the team's leading rusher, 13 carries, 39 yards. Mason Uribe did find the end zone on a rushing play. He finishes the day with 10 carries, 25 yards, and that TD. Lots of different receivers catching passes for the Bearcats on the day. About 11 different guys wound up on the receiving end of those 20 completions for quarterback Luke Rasmussen. On the defensive side of the ball, how about Javi Rodriguez? A team high 11 tackles, 4 of them for a loss. He was all over the field, had sacks, a couple of sacks as well. Javi Rodriguez have a day on the defensive side of the ball for this team. Now, Pacific, things do not get any easier against that team. Pacific, as you might recall, also just handled Pomona-Pitzer a season ago, beat them by, I think, maybe this very score. It was right around 41-17 when Pacific defeated Pomona-Pitzer a season ago. Never fun when you have to face the Boxers, but the Bearcats face exactly that next week. Another tall order. That's life in the Northwest Conference. That's life in Division III. There's very, very few programs for which Willamette will have an easy time with. That's just life as it is in this league and in Division III football all the way around. But good showing, I think, in a lot of regards. Eric Williams has a lot of things to be positive about, a lot of good takeaways on both special teams, offense, and defense for this team. They executed plays and played, by and large, pretty well against a very tough, very game Pomona-Pitzer team. Again, we will have the broadcast for you against Pacific, 1 p.m. kickoff next Saturday, a week from today. We'll bring you the pregame show right around 12:45, so please join us for that next Saturday afternoon. That'll do it for us today here. Thank you so much for joining us for the 2025 season opener of Willamette football. Thanks to everyone on the technical side of things, keeping the live stats flowing, keeping the images going throughout this afternoon. We will see you in 1 week's time on the Bearcat Network. Good night, everybody.